Om Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namah. Greetings to everyone. It's indeed a great pleasure to have all our brothers and sisters across the globe, wherever you are joining from. It's an early morning in Canada, United States, Latin America. It's a post-lunch as far as European Union is concerned. And when we talk about our beautiful Bharat, it's almost 4 minutes past 8 p.m. And then you have got the neighboring ASEAN, you have got Central Asia, you have got Middle East, and you've got a couple of other places, South Asia as well, which is immediate neighbors of India. So all of us, let's have Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, because the G20 summit, which is taking place, and we all should be very happy that today is the second day of the second meeting, which is on education and skills, which is taking place at Amritsar. It started yesterday, 15th of March. So it will go on till tomorrow, 3 days. They're having a wonderful deliberations and celebrations and congratulations with regard to research and how there can be a global collaboration as far as the education ecosystem is concerned. Now, when we talk about skills, education, and all these areas, there is a digital technology, because during the pandemic, we all have learned technology has to be adopted. And teachers, we are grateful to all of you. You have done a commendable work during the pandemic time. All of you, whatever way you could reach out the youth, teachers have tried their level best, and you're the great, great warriors. So today on Thursday, 16th of March, we salute all the teachers, trainers, coach, mentors, master trainers, counselors, principals, directors, vice chancellors, whosoever is in education ecosystem. You all have done a commendable work in the country. Now, when we are moving ahead, and once we have tasted technology, which has taken the accelerated path during this pandemic, what could be the new digital ways for trainers? This morning, this afternoon, this evening, for different people at different time zones, we have got Sri Arun Chitlangia ji, who is joining us from Mumbai. He's a master trainer, and at the same time, there's an association of trainers, and of course, a couple of other verticals and the hats what he's wearing, he'll be discussing with us in today's session. I personally feel, and I'm very fond of technology, to be adopted. Now, today is also a very important day. It's a National Vaccination Day. Don't forget, vaccination, your baby must get. Do you remember that? India marks March 16th as a National Vaccine Day, commemorating the pulse polio immunization program, which was launched in 1995. Amitabh Bachchan ji ko aap dekha karte the ki apne bachchon ke liye polio ka. So that entire campaign had started on 16th of March. And as a part of the World Health Organization campaign, which started from their side in 1988. On behalf of ICSI, we extend a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you very much. We deal with the services sector. We focus on services sector. Now, there's a huge range of services sector you can see in your own time. We are going live on the YouTube. At the same time, we are also with the book for all of you, which we launched on 5th of October on the World Teachers Day, and that is Rethinking Tourism Post-Pandemic. We have done 14 webinars, 14 chapters with you. The 15th chapter we'll be doing after 2 weeks or so, because that is going to be the detailed work in Amrit Kal, how the tourism will shape and how Indian tourism would be when we all would be celebrating 2047. As we are deeply associated with the non-resident Indian and leading corporate houses, we set up India's first finishing school for the service industry way back in 1994. And it was something amazing for youth empowerment, teacher empowerment, women empowerment, corporate training, anti-anxiety, anti-stress, and anti-drugs. Nothing of that sort. More than 52,000 youth and 35,000 teachers have gone from here. And these are the different steps in the finishing school, brick and mortar on ground. Now, post-pandemic, this entire thing has turned digital. Now it's the digital inspirational lab. And that's the need of the 21st century in our entire education ecosystem. In Digital Inspirational Lab, of course, you pick up the technical skills, vocational skills, soft skills, life skills, employability skills. But with that, we have got mental wellness, physical wellness, professional wellness, social wellness, economic wellness, and of course, the global wellness. That also we take care of. So your soft skill, your life skill, your trade skill, and your global skill. World over, Indians are needed. Travel, go, serve the humanity. The whole world is one family. Capacity building of teachers is also very important besides youth. Sustainable development goals, all 17 of them, we all focus. And education should be very innovative, skill-based, competency-based, talent-based. All that has to be taken into consideration. And at the same time, education should be relevant to our day-to-day life. There got to be a purpose of education. It should not be theoretical. Education and skills both are directly linked. What do you do after taking that education? Where do you go? Are you going for employment? Are you going for entrepreneurship? Are you going for startup? All that has to be taken. So your passion, your creativity, and your innovation, all three to be taken together. So ladies and gentlemen, whatever your mind can conceive and believe it can achieve, that is amazing. Tomorrow in the evening at 5 p.m., we will be taking you all the way to Japan, and we will be discussing with you that is Shivasanaratyo Tattako Shivasanarataido de Shimbeso, to understand the culture, the language, the ethics, the values, and how there are new opportunities for our youth. Sunday in the morning at 9:30, we take you to Woodbury University in USA. Sunday at 5 p.m., at 7 p.m., we talk about Ayurveda for the global wellness, your digestive system, and that is going to be the topic this week, how to keep it all right. And Sunday evening, 8 p.m., our regular program, non-resident Indians for Indian education and skills. This is a beautiful lab which we have set up due to the paucity of time. I'm not showing you, is the inspirational lab which our chamber has brought now. Digital
Welcome
way
to the
you can understand. So this program is going live for you on YouTube, ICSI India. You can enjoy your own time. And now with these words, let me extend a very warm welcome. Join me in extending wholehearted welcome to Sri Arun Chitlangia ji, all the way from Mumbai, new digital ways for our trainers. With these words, pleasure to have you with us. Thank you, Arun ji. Thanks for joining us. In fact, when we had a program of the MEPSC, that time we all met and there was a group of trainers, those that come from the whole country. And that is the time we met, and I saw a couple of your programs and you're doing amazing work. And kindly do tell us about, of course, in Mumbai, the weather would be altogether different as compared to Leh Ladakh, where we are. And Mumbai, that way, you can manage with a different kind of a temperature and climatic conditions. And what is AOT? What exactly are you doing? And what do you suggest? What are the new digital way by which the trainers can impart their skills and their education, their competencies to the people those are interested to learn? With these words, we extend a hearty welcome to Sri Arun Chitlangia ji.
थैंक यू सो मच, धन्यवाद। तो सबसे पहले तो गुलशन जी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आपने मुझे इनवाइट किया। बहुत ब्रीफ में अपने बारे में थोड़ा सा बता दूं, मैंने अपनी प्रोफेशनल जर्नी शुरू की थी इमीडिएटली आफ्टर माय एसएससी एग्जाम्स। आई जॉइन माय फादर्स ऑफिस, ही वाज ट्रेडिंग इन बॉल बेयरिंग्स, तो वहां मैंने ज्वाइन किया। उसके बाद बहुत सारे प्रोफेशंस किए, लेकिन मुझे ऐसा कहीं लगा कि मैं जो पाना चाहता हूँ वो मुझे नहीं मिल रहा है। ये करते करते अराउंड सन 2000 आई स्टार्टेड अनदर विंग ऑफ माय करियर, जिसमें मैंने पब्लिक स्पीकिंग सिखाना शुरू किया, एंड इट क्लिक्ड ऑफ। I got opportunities at Franklin Institute of Air Hostess Training, ICBI, that is Image Consulting Business Institute, प्रगति सॉफ्टवेयर, जहाँ से मुझे कॉर्पोरेट ट्रेनिंग का ब्रेक मिला। और ये करते करते I conducted training on various topics like sales, leadership, teamwork, etc. Now at this juncture, I thought that now let me focus, let me concentrate on something. So I focus more on train the trainer. those who want to become trainer, those who are already trainer, want to refine their skill. And that is how the foundation of association of trainers. So we gather all the trainers and we do whatever best we can do for them. So that's the brief history about what I'm doing. And I just love it. I'm very fortunate that I'm doing something as a profession, which I also enjoy, maybe as a hobby. I don't know
Wonderful.
whether everyone gets that opportunity. I don't think so, but I'm fortunate and lucky in that
Wow,
part.
your passion has become your profession. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Great. Please go ahead.
And when we come to this training, all of us know what COVID did for us. So initially there was a vacuum. Suddenly ऐसा लगने लग गया कि अब क्या करेंगे? Because everything shut down. You can't go out. You can't conduct classes. Nobody would come to your classes. तो अब करें तो क्या करें? But after a while, as human beings we always start taking next action. कि अब ये नहीं तो और क्या? तो क्या करें next? And then that was the time when we saw digitally a lot can happen. So Skype, etc. were already there, but this new platform Zoom, which was available very economically, that is what became a clicking point. And we saw not only us, but so many other trainers and speakers, they were on the air. And there were a lot of people doing something or the other, but at the same time, there were a lot of challenges also. So it's a good opportunity, thanks to you, that I'm getting this opportunity to share with people that what are those challenges and how to overcome those challenges so that we can utilize this platform to a great extent. And that is why we are here today. And with this, I would like to make a beginning of this thought process, which I want to share with you, that is new digital ways for trainers. I hope my screen is visible to all of you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Please
Fantastic,
go ahead.
fantastic. Yes. So मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन तो हो गया, तो इसमें और जाना नहीं है, लेकिन आई वांट टू आस्क यू, ऑल ऑफ यू, दोज हु आर watching this program, how excited are you today about this program, about digital, about training, about everything in your life? So how excited you are now?
Very excited.
Right. So I talked about Zoom platform. Typically what I would have liked you to do is, I would have wanted you to rename yourself, and before your name, put some numbers from 0 to 9. If you are very excited, you rename yourself as 09. If you are a little bit excited, maybe it is 05. And you are not at all excited, you are absolutely down, then maybe 00 or 01. That is why what we would put on the rename, by renaming yourself. As a result, what would happen? As a result, I would be able to see who is excited to what level, what is the ratio, what are the people, most people, where they are. And accordingly, I can adjust my talk. So I think there is one very good leverage you get in Zoom, that there is a rename function. And I can tell you that there is a lot of things we can do with the help of this rename function. As we proceed, I will talk to you about scale, which is the utilization of rename function. But right now, all I want to tell you is it's a fantastic function, and people just think that it is just for changing your name. But as a trainer, I can tell you, we can do a lot of activities, a lot of ice breaking, a lot of energizer, just by renaming, requesting people to rename. So that is what it is. I'm going to share more on that. Next, what can be done? So I can't see all of you, but all of you can see me, but at least you can see both of us. So what we are going to do? So Gulshan ji and me, we are going to play a game. And when you have got a larger gathering, we would have played it with a larger gathering. So Gulshan ji, what we are going to do? I am going to throw a ball to you, towards you. You have to catch it. And after catching it, you have to throw it back to me. It's as simple as that. Now, you must be wondering, कि ये तो इंटरनेट है, इस पे ये बॉल ट्रेवल कैसे करेगा? How I'm going to get it? Don't worry. All you have to do is imagine. Our imagination is great. It is fantastic. All you have to do is just imagine that as I throw the ball, you have to assume that the ball is here and it's coming to you, and just catch it, right? So are you ready, Gulshan ji?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. So here we go. I'm about to throw the ball towards you, and here it goes.
ये आ गया जी, मैंने पकड़ ली.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now please throw it back to me. And I'm going to catch it.
ये लीजिए.
Yay! Yep. I got it.
हाँ
Right?
जी.
Once again, I'm going to throw it, but now I'm going to change the shape. Now
हाँ.
I'm making it a tennis ball. So here is the tennis ball for you. Zoom. Please get it. Oh, great. Fantastic. Now you have to change the shape of the ball and throw it back to me.
ठक.
Which ball it is?
मैं तो बैडमिंटन में आ गया.
बैडमिंटन. वो तो रैकेट हो गया. चले कोई बात नहीं. वो मैंने कैच किया. Now
हाँ जी.
I'm making it a football. So it has become so
Football.
large. Now I
Wow.
am throwing that football to you.
Okay. ये लीजिए.
Fantastic. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you very much for your cooperation. So this is the activity we do generally in the towards the beginning of the program. अब इसका benefit क्या है? Very simple. I think all of us can guess this. थोड़ा सा physical activity हो गया. लोग बोलते हैं digital में physical activity कैसे करेंगे? तो हो गया सर. Physical activity भी हो गया, right?
बिल्कुल.
और सब involve भी हो गए सारे लोग. और थोड़ा सा आपका imagination भी हुआ. भाई cricket ball भी हो गई, table tennis ball हो गई, ये हो गया, वो हो गया. बाकी क्या करें? Right. So this is the beginning which we do, and usually it is quite energetic, right? इसके बाद मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगा कि as a virtual trainer, what is the level of your expertise? Here I can utilize one of the two tools. One of the tool available to me is rename, जो मैंने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले किया था कि आप अपने आप को rename करिए. If you are very great expert, rename yourself with 09 and then your name, Major Dr. Gulshan ji. Or if you feel that I'm towards lower level, then maybe 5432, जो भी level हो. I would be able to see कि ज़्यादा लोग किस level पे. Second option is I can request you to type this number in the chat box. उससे भी मुझे काफी आइडिया लग जाएगा कि कौन कहाँ है. यदि मैं रीनेम करता हूं तो इसमें मुझे एडवांटेज ये मिलती है कि that list automatically gets sorted in the chronological order. So sometimes what I would do in a situation like this, I'll make request to all the trainers or all the participants whose level is 7, 8 or 9. I'll make a request that in this room, there are many people who are at 3, 4 or 5 level. Can you please become their mentor? And can you please teach them something on this subject? And I would request those 1, 2, 3, 4 that you are very lucky to have this mentor here with us. So why don't you take advantage of them? And why don't you approach them right now? And along with that, you can do it later on also, get connected. And for lifetime, you can help each other. So this is just one example I'm giving you. Like this, a lot of things can be done on this scale. So that's possible. And it becomes quite engaging, quite interesting also, right? Next thing which we would like to do is, we would like to ask you, what is your expectation from the program? What do you want to do on the program? So please write it in the chat box. Once again, my participants are busy doing something. Why all these things? Reason is that typically what happens, there is a presenter. This presenter would put on the slides and would start speaking and would keep on speaking one way. That becomes quite boring for the audience. But here there is a change. Here you have to do something. You are occupied, you are engaged, and that's the reason we are doing all these activities. After this, we have many other options. So there is one simple activity that I call as TV interview. So we divide the participants, we send them in breakout rooms. So there will be 2 people in one room. Before sending to the breakout room, I would make them a request that between you two, one of them have to take the role of a celebrity and the other person will have to take the role of an anchor person. Once you go in the room, the anchor person has to take the interview of a celebrity. Now, in real life, you may or may not be a celebrity, but here you have to assume that you are a celebrity. And with that assumption, you have to answer the questions asked by the anchor person. So we give them some time. Typically, I would give them 3 minutes time, sometimes 90 seconds. And in this period, the anchor person has to ask questions, understand more and more about this person. Thereafter, depending upon time available, depending upon my objective, I may reverse the role. So anchor person becomes celebrity, celebrity becomes anchor person. We call them back to the main room, and in the main room, we do debriefing. Now, what can we do in the debriefing? We can ask them many questions. And sometimes this session would go for maybe 40 to 50 minutes, complete 1 hour, just asking them what you did in the room, how you felt, what is right, what is not right. So what can emerge out of this? A lot of things can emerge. One objective that we have with this activity is making the person feel important, making the person feel cared of, right? Making them comfortable physically and emotionally, right? When this person is told to become a celebrity, in the debriefing, I can always ask them, do you really believe that someday in your life, you will actually become a celebrity? And Gulshanji, interestingly, most of that answer is yes, I can.
Wonderful.
And I think that is a great thing for the self-esteem of any person. It's great for the vision. It's like the secret law of attraction, that if you can visualize it, you can make it happen. So people start visualizing. Just now, in a role play, I became a celebrity, but why can't I actually become the celebrity?
Wow.
Thereafter, if I'm conducting a session on communication skill, what I can do is, I will ask them, the time that you got, was it enough? And once again, interestingly, the answer would be, no, time was very short. So why do you feel that time was short? I gave you 90 seconds, I gave you 3 minutes. Why it is short? And then the debriefing can take place sometime, and ultimately you can drive home the point that here the anchor person was asking you question, you were answering the question, and the anchor person was doing the active listening. The person was taking interest in what you are saying, right? So which is good, speaking or listening? So a part of my portion of communication skill, that is the art of listening, the art of asking questions, that is covered here itself. And that's how it takes that much time if I want to, right? It is also about interpersonal relation. When we want to develop interpersonal relation with someone, what should I do? So here is the answer. Ask them question. Don't talk too much yourself. Ask them question, know more and more about them. When they give some answer, pick up some clue from that answer, and then ask more questions. Take interest, eye contact, smile, everything that I want to teach in my normal class, which people may find boring, here in an interesting way, I'm able to share all those things.
Wonderful.
So one activity, but a lot of things can be done. If it is sales technique session, then what can I do? In sales technique session, I can tell them one thing, that it is all about conviction. We don't have to sell, we have to just help the buyer buy. And how do you do that? If you are having the conviction that my product, my services are great, then your body language, the tone of your voice, everything will be great. It will be fantastic. And that is what you experienced just now when you became a celebrity. So these are few points. There are many more. I can go on and on, but I think that I've already given you a glimpse that it looks like a very simple, ordinary activity, but you can draw a lot here, and it is very much possible to conduct on a virtual situation. So you can conduct it both in the physical environment as well as in virtual environment, right? So very, very interesting, very, very popular activity which people can do and keep their audience engaging. Now, if you look back at your clock, you will find that we have already started, and till now you have been active. अभी तक आपको चांस नहीं मिला आइडल बैठने के लिए, राइट? सो जो क्लेम करते हैं लोग कि भाई वर्चुअल में कैसे हम एक्टिविटी करेंगे, that is the answer to them. Now, this is the trophy, this is the award. Who would like to nominate for this award?
Wow.
When I put this offer up on the screen, usually a lot of people would raise hand. Yes, I want this trophy. Okay. Then I would say, No, you have to come in the pair. The pair has to be same which was there on the TV interview.
Okay. Okay.
So they come in pair, and then I give them a challenge, and I tell them that one of you, now this time the lead will be taken by the anchor person. Now forget about TV. TV interview is gone. Now you are two people, and one of you is going to speak, one of you is going to introduce themselves, and the other person is going to translate that introduction in a local language, Hindi, English, Marathi, whatever it is. Now, why translation? Translation, because the person is going to speak in a foreign language, maybe German, maybe Chinese or something. Now, again, it is a little confusing. The participant don't know the language, so how they are going to speak and how the translator is going to translate. So here we leave them in the ocean. Whatever you want to do, but the objective is one of you is going to speak in a foreign language and the other person is going to translate. After some time, they get the neck of it and they realize what is to be done. So they understand that I have to talk in a gibberish language. I had to just talk something blah, blah, blah. And just a little while ago, we have been in that interview where I asked the person about them. So I already have the information about them. I can just pose and share those information as if it is a translation. So it can be done very easily. So one, it becomes a very hilarious activity. And two, it is about initiative. It is about proactiveness. It is about fear. Your fear was, I don't know German language. How do I speak? But you could do something about it. Your fear is that I can't translate because I don't even understand that language. But here, at least something you can do with whatever has been done. So you can adopt to situation. The situation is throwing you bricks. Now you may get hurt or you may create a wall. It is all up to you. So this is just one or two messages I'm giving you right now as an example, but you can build up your hundreds of such messages with this one activity. So that is what we call it best interview award activity. So with this much talk, I'm sure that we are able to visualize what great power we have on digital, right? We can always make our virtual training quite engaging. Not only training, most trainers have to do some marketing for themselves. So even for marketing purpose, digital is very powerful. All the social media and everything that is available, most of it free of charge. So you can promote yourself, you can conduct the session, you can get feedback, you can do almost everything digitally what you could have done otherwise. When we do this, we have to have some understanding between us as a trainer and as a participant. So we get some clarification about the language. What's the language I'm going to use? Are you comfortable with that language? Right? Example, and any other disclaimer that you want to make. For example, I am facing with cold and cough right now. So I would make an sort of request or understanding with you that please bear with me if I create some kind of unwanted noise. Please be with me. I will also tell you that I'm working from home. So there may be some disturbance, someone wanting me, my pet coming to me for, being with me for some time. So all those things may happen. So please accept it. If you have any question, please ask me right now. Don't wait for the end. And I want to take you one oath, right? Now, what is the oath you are going to take? So, Gulshanji, on
Hanji.
behalf of all our audience, I want you to take this oath for us.
I will.
So please do one thing. I hope you must be having your mobile phone around.
Yes, right next to me.
Please pick up that mobile phone.
Okay.
Please hold it in your right hand.
Right
something
hand.
like this.
Okay.
And please repeat after me. And I will remind you again, you are doing this on behalf of all our viewers.
Wonderful. Please go ahead.
So please repeat after me.
Yeah.
In the name of my mobile.
In the name of my mobile.
I promise.
I promise.
That I will be.
That I will be.
Here in the session.
Here in the session.
Physically and mentally.
Physically and mentally.
I promise.
I promise.
that I will switch off
that I will switch off
all the distractions.
all the distractions.
I promise
I promise
that I will
that I will
contribute
contribute
to this session
to this session
to the best of my capability.
with the best of my capability.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
Thank you, sir.
sir. So, here we want to build up little bit of humor, little bit of the message that I want to give people. And again, the purpose is once again the same. We want some activity. We don't want people to just passively listening us. So we need something or the other. So this is another variation which we can bring. Now, you don't have to do all of them. You can pick up what is suitable to your situation, the time available, and then you can go ahead with this. So let's talk about the power of digital, how powerful the digital is or it could be. Now, here, first of all, I would like to take some input from all of you. So once again, Gulshanji, you are representing all our viewers. So what would you say? If I ask you that, how powerful is digital today? What are the advantages of being digital? What would you say? Sir, you are on mute.
Okay, sorry. Intentionally I put it on the mute and then I just forgot because I didn't want that any sound of mine should disturb in between.
Yeah.
Now, digitally, it is very, very powerful because having served in the armed forces, having gone to the border areas, far-flung areas, non-accessible areas, and remote areas, rural areas, interior areas, I think it is only the digital and the digital technology which can help us to remove. People say digital divide. I say it is digital unite, because the person who is sitting at the far-flung area also has the same desire and the same dreams which people have got with the privilege in the metros and in the convent education.
Thank you very much, Gulshanji. Something which 4 or 5 people have narrated, you have summed up everything together. Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
So yes, you are absolutely right. First of all, we get a global reach. Now,
yes,
what extreme could be possible? At one side, one of the participants may be coming from a very small place in rural India, and another person may be from the Europe or America or any advanced country. Both are there in the same session. Cost effective. The trainer don't have to travel, the participant don't have to travel, the stay expenses are not there, selling expenses are reduced, the time available, the time required for that travel, etc., it is saved. Like this, there are so many advantages. Yes, there are few disadvantages also, but I think the advantages far outweigh the disadvantages. So I feel that it's a very good medium. I've been exploring it since a long time, ever since COVID, and still it continues. Some clients have gone back to physical, but many are still on digital because they see all these advantages, which I think is good. So if everything is good with digital, then what is the problem? Why people are so against digital? So here are a few thoughts, and let's see whether all of us agree to those thoughts.
But personally, I feel that one has to work hard, one has to adapt the technology, one has to pick up the technology. A couple of things are there which we have to take into.
Yes, very true, very true. Now, many people believe or they have experienced that participants comes to your session and then they switch off their audio, video, and they're multitasking. There may be pressure of a lot of other work, and then they do that and they may not be attentive in the session. But what we have seen so far in this session, I'm sure that by now everyone is convinced that yes, the multitasking may happen, people may get distracted, but there are techniques by which you can bring them, you can keep them engaged so that they don't go away. Another objection generally we face is the sessions are boring because just it is solo, one person is speaking, everyone passively listening. But again, as you have seen, it's not so. The participants are equally active. They have to answer, they have to talk, they have to do something or the other. So they are not passive listeners, they are active partners, right? Again, people feel that it is a one-way talk. It is not, because we have seen and we are going to see few more activities where the participants have to talk. They have to talk a lot, right? And physical activity not possible. We have seen that physical activities are possible, and we can bring in more such varieties. I've given you only one example, but there could be many. Possibilities are endless. So these are the answer to all the challenges which people feel that we have. And with this, I'm sure, I'm hopeful that people will get convinced that on digital also a lot can be done.
Absolutely.
Now, just now I said that participant also will have to speak a lot if we know the way, the method by which we can make them talk. So here is one method which is called World Cafe. With this methodology, you can make them talk a lot. Not just talk, talk a lot. Now, what do we do? Pick up your topic and pick up few subtopics, maybe 4 to 6 subtopics. Here, we are talking about learning. And for learning, I have picked up 6 subtopics, which you can see here. Teaching, training, coaching, counseling, mentoring, facilitation, all are the branches of learning, right? What I'm going to do, I'm going to create 6 breakout rooms. I will name the rooms. Room number 1 will be called teaching, room number 2 will be called training, and so on. Randomly, I'm going to send all the participants into these 6 rooms. So suppose I have got 60 participants, then there will be 10 people in each room by random division. Once they reach in the room, in advance, I will give them instructions. And in the instructions, I will tell them that once you reach in the room, all 10 of you, you will have to look up left side, see what is the heading of your room. If it is teaching, you have to talk about teaching. If it is training, you have to talk about training. Please select one leader between all of you, and don't take too much time in selecting a leader. Quickly, randomly pick up one leader. Everyone, please give at least 1 or 2 points on your topic, and the leader is going to jot down the points. I will give you some time for discussion. Let's say I give you 7 minutes. I have found 7 minutes ideal. It's neither too less nor too much. So within 7 minutes, all the 6 teams are discussing simultaneously. After 7 minutes, automatically the system recalls them and they are back in the main room. Now, I would request each team leader, team number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, serially, to share with us what they have discussed in the breakout rooms. So they will bring their points. In teaching, this is what we talk. In training, this is what we talk. Everyone will give their positives, negatives, points, etc. Now, if I want to go deeper, if I want to close it here, I have the opportunity that, okay, we learned everything. And so thank you very much. And we got the glimpse of the topic, and everyone understand what these 6 subtopics are. But if I want to go deeper, what I will do, I will ask each group that other teams are going to ask you questions. So suppose teaching team, I will tell them that, okay, this is your turn. All other people are going to ask you some question and you will have to answer. So now the floor is open, people ask question, the teaching team will answer the question. Then the turn will be of second team, third team, fourth team. Like that, each team are going to answer some questions. So it becomes quite interactive. A lot of depth of the topic is achieved. And finally, again, if I want, I will supplement with the idea. So what happens is they have talked about the concept, right? One more important thing, before sending them to breakout room, I will also tell them that they are free to use Google, they are free to read books, they are free to call a friend, they're free to gather information from wherever they want. But ultimately, they have to give a good presentation. They have to bring out nice points. Now, if I feel as a trainer, as a facilitator, that what they have brought on table is not sufficient, or if I feel that some of the information they have given is not really correct, then what do? I cannot depend on them because I have the responsibility. So what I will do is, in a very subtle way, I will correct them if they are wrong, if the information given is wrong. If some information is missed, I will again supplement that information, right? So when I supplement those information, my teaching becomes complete. The idea is that rather than me giving 10 points, I have already drawn 5, 6, or 7 points from them, corrected 1 or 2 points, supplemented 3 or 4 points, and ultimately they got all the 10 points. But what is the feeling generated? The feeling generated is that we explored. It's not Arun Chitlangia who came and taught me and gave a lecture. No, they will say we were having discussion. During the discussion, I explored this information. I explored this learning. So it is my learning. Now, what is the benefit? What is the difference between Arun telling them or they exploring on their own? The major difference, which I believe, is when I tell you something, you would like to resist. Do you want a proof for this? When I tell you something,
sure.
you
Let's
would
go
like
ahead.
to
Let's go ahead.
resist. Great. So once again, Gulshan ji, let's assume that we are in a physical space.
Okay.
All right. And what I request you to do is extend your arms like this.
Okay.
Right. Now imagine that we are face to face each other, and let's bring our palm closer. And now our palms are touching to each other. Now I request you to assume that I'm a human and you are a statue.
Okay.
I'm a human, you are a statue. Now the facilitator is giving me instruction to push gently. So I pushed gently. You are a statue, you are not supposed to move at all, neither on front nor on back. You are supposed to stay where you are. I am told to push, so I'm gently pushing you. Then my facilitator is telling me to push harder, so I'm pushing a little harder. Now my facilitator is telling me to push really hard, so I'm pushing with all my strength. Now my question to you, as a facilitator, did you push me back?
As a facilitator, the
Did you
first
push me?
question.
You were supposed to be statue.
Yeah,
You were
once
supposed to be statue. You
you
were
told
not supposed to push me back. Did you push me back?
you made me statue.
So, but did you push me back? If we
Yes.
were in real life
Yeah,
situation, you pushed me back.
if
But you were statue. Why you pushed me back?
yeah, because you know, I mean to say, of course, I'm a statue, but as a statue also, if there's some element in me, because I'm being pushed too much, I
You
would
have
try
to
to resist. I've tried to resist.
Yes, yes. So, sir,
Yeah.
will you agree to this point that
Huh,
when I or anybody else
huh.
imposes their own point of view on another individual, they resist, usually.
Chitra Kapoor ma'am is talking physics over here, the third principle of Newton. She is telling every action there is an equal and opposite reaction.
So true, so true, so true, so true.
Yeah.
So the point here is that as a trainer, if I tell you that you should be doing like this, people develop a resistance. No, I don't want to do it. I will not do it. What can you do? Right? But when they feel that it is my exploration, I discovered this during discussion, then there's a greater chance that they will follow it because it's their baby. It's not mine, right? Though inside story is that I only steered them in that direction, but they will not realize it. They will believe that it is my thought. And because it's my thought, now what happens in training, I'm great fan of Kirkpatrick's. So if I talk of level 4, that is ROI, my client is interested in ROI. They're not just interested कि अरुण का training बहुत अच्छा था, बहुत तालियां पड़ी थी, people enjoyed, everything is okay. But what is the behavioral change that we saw? What is the benefit that the company got after this expenditure of time and money? And this is where it makes a big difference. If the session was only entertaining, if it was only talk, it was only clap, real change may or may not happen. But when they believe that it is my thought, then the chances are so great that when they go back to their workplace, they're going to follow all those principles. They will not resist, right? So that's a big difference. And that's why I think this method is much more powerful than our traditional way of telling them what to do, what not to do, what you should do. And again, the language generally is you should do so and so. Here the language is, that language is missing. It's not there. Here they are telling us that we should be doing this.
Absolutely.
So there is a great change of direction in this situation. So I would highly recommend this World
ROI
Cafe.
is very important. Yeah,
Yeah.
which you have mentioned. Yes, ROI is very important. Return on my investment, whether time or money or both or anything else for that matter. Yes, ROI is very important. So true. आपने
Thanks,
बिल्कुल
thanks,
सही कहा. हाँ जी.
thank you. और ये वर्ल्ड कैफे जो एक ये मेथड है, it is so popular that there are so many forums all around world. If you Google World Cafe, you will find a lot of forums. You can become member, you can participate, you can learn, you can practice your skill, and there are many varieties. There is a lot of depth. What I've shared is most simplified version of World Cafe. Again, interestingly, many people believe that World Cafe is possible in physical environment, in classroom situation. Online कैसे करेंगे? And just now we have seen that with the help of breakout room, यहाँ भी हम आराम से कर सकते हैं, अच्छे से कर.
Very good. Very good.
So the next point I would like to discuss with all of us is, now when we talk of this methodology, teaching, training, counseling, coaching, facilitation, all of them have some validity. All of them are good. But when we talk of especially corporate training, which one do you think is most suitable, especially in virtual environment? Teaching, training, coaching, counseling, facilitation, which one? Which one do you think people will generally believe that it is the best one?
Do you feel that it will differ from group to group, activity to activity, and what is expected out of that training?
Very true, very true.
Yeah.
So in a given situation, each one is best accordingly, right?
Yes, yes.
In the corporate situation, when there are so many people, and especially when we talk about the challenges which people have faced or still facing, my belief is that, of course, depending on situation, as you rightly said, but generally facilitation is the best method.
Okay.
Because
okay.
here we make them talk, right? So may I share few thoughts related to facilitation? And
please.
Another very good point is that facilitation is conveniently possible online, virtually. So as we can see here, I will just read out this definition so that we get a little more clarity. The act of helping other people to deal with the process or reach an agreement or solution without getting directly involved in the process, discussion, etc. yourself. Now, why am I reading? When I conduct my presentation skill classes, I usually tell people, don't read your slides. Reading a slide is a insult to audience capabilities, but still here I'm reading it for the simple reason that I want to draw attention to each part of this definition, which is so important. But especially I want to draw the attention is the later part towards the end, without getting directly involved in the process, discussion, etc. yourself. That means you're not supposed to do a lot of things. You're supposed to get a lot of things done. It's very similar to leadership, where a leader is not supposed to work. Leader is supposed to get the work done. So here also, as a facilitator, you are not supposed to speak or share the gyan. On the contrary, you are supposed to gather the gyan and then share it with them. That's a big difference. That's why I thought I will discuss a little about it. A few thoughts related to inclusive listening. What happens in facilitation? As we move around, there will be more clarity. Here, everyone is involved. So if we look at World Cafe, not a single person can remain passive because you are in the room 10 people. And if you believe 10 is too much, create a smaller room, maybe of 4 or 5 people. Then by default, everyone has to get involved. They cannot remain silent, right? Give me 1 minute. As I said, there is
no worries, no worries, please.
मेरा क्लास चल रहा है, प्लीज इसको बाहर ले जाओ. क्लास चल रहा है, बाहर ले जाओ. So everyone is involved. Everyone gets equal chance to participate. Now, this in physical environment I have noted, I'm sure many of you must have noted, that there are few people who are shy, who are introverts, who wait for their chance to speak, who feels that if I'm prompted, then only I will speak, otherwise I will just listen, so-called backbenchers. Now, these people don't participate, and there are some other people who are extroverts, they take the lead and they participate. Now, the speaker, the trainer already got few speakers, so they also sometimes don't bother about, supporting or making a request to these people who are not participating. Now, here it is process driven, and because it is process driven, everyone will have to participate. There's no question of boss and subordinate. There's no question of introvert or extrovert. Everyone has to equally participate. There's no other way, because the process is such, right? And there is no bias. Sometimes what happens, if I share a particular view and then you are my friend, so you will feel that, how do I oppose Arun's view? At heart, I'm not agreeing to those views. But if I don't agree openly in public, he may feel bad, he may feel offended. So let me agree. Sometimes it happens. But here, at times, I don't even know whose view is what. They were in the breakout room, they came back. They're only sharing the points. Nobody's telling me who spoke what. So that personal bias is out. That's another benefit. And because of that, what happens is, the focus is not on the person, the focus is on the topic, the focus is on the subject matter. So it doesn't matter who spoke what. The focus is, what are we talking about? So suppose the subject is leadership, my entire focus is on leadership, delegation, etc., etc. I don't even care who spoke what. And that's a big help, because otherwise we get little diverted from the drawing a deeper meaning out of the topic. So these are few benefits which this process will give us. And in order to do that, what we have to do? We have to change the direction. In all other methods, in teaching, training, etc., the trainer is supposed to be a knowledgeable person, and this person downloads the gyan to the listeners. Here it is other way around. It is the audience who is giving information to us. Of course, we refine it, we sort of approve or endorse it, and then give it back. But originally, it comes from the audience, not from the facilitator, right? So this is one rule which we have to understand and observe. Secondly, is the facilitator is supposed to speak less than 20% times. That means 80% of the time, it is the participants who are speaking. So you don't need games, you don't need activities, you don't need anything, because most of the time they are talking, they are busy, they are engaged, right? Only 20% time, because you are the expert, so you have to sort of give a proper shape, course correction, everything. That's why you have to speak 20% time. So a lot of work you have to do pre-session, very little during the session, because during the session they are doing everything. You don't have to do much. Observe and correct. In facilitation, we are more process oriented. So there is less of content, 100% facilitation, no content at all, only process. 100% training, only content, no process. So in India, at least, we recommend facilitative training, which is a mid path. That means partly we bring content, partly we bring process, put them together and make it a facilitative training. In most advanced countries, pure facilitation is also very popular, but India still is not on that path yet. But slowly we are reaching there. And slowly the content training is taking a backseat. Process training is gaining more popularity. Another aspect we need to know is facilitation is content neutral. That means I can't bring my personal views. I have to draw views from the audience, and I can steer it to some extent, but I cannot say, wow, that is great, you are right, you are wrong. All those things we cannot say, because you are only a facilitator. You're not supposed to bring your personal view there. You have to draw view from them. And that's how what happens is that our language will change. Our language has to be facilitative language. That means I don't give suggestion, I don't give decisions, I just ask and I present, leave it to them. I show them the path and then leave to their choice what they want to do. Now, what do we do? in this process is, first we define the objective, then we do the divergent, open up them. So this process which we saw is TV interview, right? World Cafe, these are the divergent processes. So with this, we warm up, we welcome people to talk, then we go to the convergent process. Once enough discussion has taken place, then we have to close it. We have to reach to some conclusion. So using convergent process, we close it down. So there are various methods like rule of 35 and many others through which we come to convergent, take a call, take a decision for which all the discussion took place. As a facilitator, you are non-judgmental. You cannot make judgment. You have to just steer towards the judgment that you can do, but you are not supposed to be judgmental to in one favor or the other's favor. So you are neutral there. And you have to believe in group wisdom, because I'm not bringing my content to a great extent. So the content is coming from them. I have to have faith in that. So I have to believe in this, that alone me, as compared to one single participant, I may be having much greater knowledge. Yes, true. But collectively, all of them have greater knowledge, greater wisdom than me individually. Now, this is one faith, one belief you have to strongly carry with you. Then only one will be able to do a good facilitation. What are the benefits? Benefits are your sessions are engaging, rapport building happens very fast, everyone gets equal chance, many times your views are anonymous, the flow of opinion is very free, absolutely free, and some facilitator need not be a subject matter expert. Example, if you want me to conduct a training session on fire safety, which is not at all my topic. Normally, I can't do anything in that topic, but using facilitation, using Textra, I can conduct a session very well. So these are the benefits of this facilitative training. Why we are talking about facilitation here? Because in digital training, facilitative process are very helpful as compared to any other process. Let's take example of teaching and training. If I do teaching and training, I will be the only person speaking, right? So that will not help me. But when I facilitate, use those tools and processes, then the engagement becomes greater. So in online, actually the rules are applicable in both situations. But in virtual, the value is higher. The importance is much more. So what exactly we do in facilitation? We do questioning, ask a lot of questions. We participate, we make them participate. We keep it quite engaging. Learning level reaches to a height because everyone goes deeper in the topic. We are making them think. We are not making them listen. We are making them think. And our only job is context building. That definitely we do. But thereafter, we leave it on their flow. So that is how this process can be carried. Ultimately, it is not pure entertainment, but it is very close to entertainment because it is very engaging. So these are few thoughts that I will share with you. Now, we talked about convergence. So there are few tools which are available for convergence. One of the tool is called 35. What we do in 35? We divide the participant. Let's say, suppose, let me give an example so that it's easy to understand. Let's say in my company, I want to decide about a picnic. And I want to decide the location. Ye picnic kahan le jana hai? Different people may have different view. How do I take a decision? So what I will do, I will run 35 process. What it is, I will send people in the breakout room. I will ask them to pick up a paper, take a marker, and write the destination they are recommending. So you are recommending, let's say Goa. I'm recommending Leh, right? So I will write Leh, you will write Goa. We both meet in the room, breakout room, 2 of us. And like that, if there are 50 people, 25 rooms, every room, 2 people. So I am selling the idea of Leh, you are selling me idea of Goa. Both of us discuss. After that, we have 7 points between us, which are to be divided between us. 3.5 is not permitted. So either it will be 4-3, or it will be 3-4, or it will be 5-1. 7-0, whatever. So suppose we believe that Leh is fantastic. Goa is nothing in comparison to that. Then Leh will get 7 point, Goa will get 0 or 6-1 or 5-2 and so on. After that, I will reshuffle the rooms. So now you will have a different partner. So again, that partner may have written a different destination. So again, you have a discussion. Again, you divide 7 points between two of you. So suppose in the first round you got, let's say, 6 points. Second round, you get only 4 points. Third round, again, you get some points. So we run it generally for 5 rounds. If the matter is very sensitive, you can have more rounds also. Now, 7 rounds, we generally do it 5 rounds. So 5 rounds, 7 point, 35 is the maximum possible score. When this activity is done, then we ask everyone, what is your score? So suppose Leh was fantastic. Everyone said 7. The score will be 35, which practically is very hardly you get it. Typically, people get 28, 27, 25, and so on. But we get a very clear-cut idea that this destination has got 28 points, another destination got 27 points. Some of the points, 26, there are 2 candidates. So that place is coming up. You get a very clear idea that what is the group thinking about the destination. Now, the flip side is that some of them may not even get a chance to speak on that particular destination, which is okay because it's a group activity. Sometimes we can't take everyone's opinion, but we got opinion from most of them. Most of them got a chance to narrate their views without knowing whose view is what, and a fair decision can be taken by using this process. So this process will help us in decision making, ideation, and many other things. So very engaging, very powerful, takes little time. Running one round of 5 sessions may take at least 40-45 minutes. So yes, it takes time, but it is quite engaging, quite useful. So this is one of the convergent method. Second one is snowball. So what we do in a snowball? In a snowball, again, we go in the breakout room. So most of the time, a lot of use of breakout room is done. So suppose there is a problem. So everyone will write some description of one of the important problem they have in their personal or professional life. Okay. So suppose my problem is related to health. So I will write, I catch cold very frequently. So that's my problem. You will write your problem. We are sent to the breakout room. In the breakout room, I will read out my problem and you are supposed to give me some solution, which I will jot down some of the points. And I'm also supposed to give you solution. So I will listen to your problem. I will share some solution to your problem, which you will jot down. Now we will go to another room. After the reshuffle, I will find another person. To that person, I will read out my problem. I will also tell the person that I have already received one suggestion from one participant. Now, please give me the second solution. So that person gives me second solution. I also give them second solution. Then we move to third room. Maybe fourth, maybe fifth, depending upon my requirement. And then we come back. By the time we come back, I have one problem. I got 3, 4, or 5 potential solution, which I have got. If needed, we can have another discussion in the larger group where some of the tricky problems can be taken up and some expert can answer them. So where to use this activity? One is for problem solving, idea generation, and if there is any opinion that has to be gathered, this activity can be done very well. As you have observed, everyone has to be active. There is no scope for you remaining passive. You will have to talk because in the room there are only 2 people. If you don't talk, the activity comes to a standstill. So you will have to talk. You will have to. But when you come back, nobody knows your name. Nobody knows that whose opinion is what. I have got one problem, 3 solutions, 4 solutions. Whosoever gave is secondary. The solution is important. So that's what we do in snowball. The next one is called scale. Scale Actually, we have already done. In the beginning, when I requested to rename yourself with the numbers 987, that creates a scale. And with the scale, you can run the session very well. The best use which I do of this method scale is one where there was a group of people where I was supposed to conduct training on values, ethics and values. So this company was in technology. The challenge was that their technician will go to the residences of people to solve the problem related to their television. Now, what this technician used to do was, they will go to the customer, they will tell the customer that, sir, ma'am, please cancel your call. I will do your work in private. You give me little lesser money, but I will do it in private. And company was losing a lot of money and goodwill. So we were invited to talk about training them on ethics and value. So what we did, we created a scale. We asked them that on one side, people who believe that money is very important, and the other side where respect is very important. So some people shared number 9, 8, 7, some shared 2, 3, 4. Those who were towards money, they shared 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we created group. From 0 to 5, one group, from 6 to 10, another group. And then we told them that group 1, please talk in favor of money. Why do you think money is important? So they gave their view. Then we invited the other group. Why respect is important? They give their views. So 2, 3, 4 rounds depending upon my requirement. And the interesting thing was that those who were talking about money, either they themselves or their counterpart who were similar to them, they only opened up a lot of secrets that what we do and how do we do. And the team which talked about respect, they were able to convince the people on money side that respect is more important than money. So all those gyan that I was supposed to give them was given by the respect team. I don't have to speak anything at all. And finally, I asked the money team, are you convinced? And interestingly, the answer was yes. We have done a lot of mistake in our life. Today onwards, we are not going to repeat this mistake. Today onwards, we'll respect, because people gave examples from their life. Some people said, I was also like you. I was after money, and you see what happened to me. So they were able to convince, and it was coming from horse's mouth. They were happy listening to their colleagues rather than listening to a trainer. So these are the benefits you get with this kind of methods.
Wonderful.
So quick,
Wonderful.
yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, thank you so much. So I'll just name few more concepts which are very interesting. One is called flip-flop. I won't be able to get into details, but it's very similar to scale. Then there is something called textra. What is textra? We give them some text in advance. I told you that if you want me to conduct a training on fire safety, I can do it. So what I will do, I will take a manual of fire safety, maybe 100 pages, 200 pages. I will divide those 100 pages into 10 people. And I will ask each person to read 10 pages, come prepared, and give the session. So person 1 will give the glimpse of those 10 pages. Person 2 will give next 10 pages. So you have to read only 10 pages, but you get the input of all the 100 pages without even reading it. Right? So suppose it is HR policy which has to be taught to people. If it is leave policy which has to be taught, fire safety, or anything, quality control, which are traditionally considered as very boring material, that becomes interesting because they have to give a speech, they have to give a presentation. And before giving a presentation, naturally, you have to study, you have to read. So you're not reading as a boring reading, you're reading for the sake of presenting. And it becomes interesting to you. You are asking question. The fear is, what if people ask me a question? Because after their presentation, there is a question answer. So the fear is, suppose someone asks a question and I don't know how foolish it would look like. Let me study. So all those things they were not going to study, they will study here. Another thing is ambassador sharing, which is very similar to World Cafe. There is little variation with which we can do that. Then there is story weaving. In a story weaving, what happens? One person starts a story, one line of a story, second person continues it, third person takes it further, fourth takes it further. It comes back to the first person and they continue. Once they have done this process, the facilitator at the end will draw a meaning out of it in their debriefing. What you spoke, how you spoke, what are the twists you have taken, where you were uncomfortable, where you were comfortable, why you were uncomfortable, is it good to be out of box, comfort zone से बाहर आना है कि नहीं आना है, आए तो क्या हुआ, all those things which you want to traditionally talk, you can talk out of responses to their story. You don't have to share the story, you have to give response to the story. Then there's another method that is called alien sharing. Similar to that, there are three people who make a team, and first person will speak, second will continue, third will continue, back to first person, then second, third. So in a circular mode, they will talk about the issue and a lot of meaning can be drawn out of it. They're unprepared because I don't know what first person will speak, what second person will speak. So it becomes quite interesting also, hilarious also, and a lot of learning. Another variation is called fishball. So we create one inner circle, one outer circle. So first inner circle will have some discussion as guided by the facilitator. From the outer circle, anyone will have the authority to pull back someone from the inner circle and replace themselves. So I can say, Gulshan ji, आप जरा बाहर आ जाओ inner circle से, मैं आपकी जगह बैठना चाहता हूँ.
Wow.
And I will continue the discussion. So that is how this works. Very interesting. कई बार लोग हंसी मजाक में बहुत कुछ करते हैं, मेरे को तो तुमको उठाना है कुर्सी से, मेरा turn आने दो, I will. Another method is reverse funnel discussion. यहाँ हम क्या करते हैं, पहले हम एक छोटा ग्रुप बनाते हैं. Suppose there are 40 people. I will create 20 rooms of 2 people. Then I will make little bigger group. So 4 or 5 people in the group. Then I will make a still bigger group, 10 or 15 people in a room. All of them will talk about the same topic, but the depth will be different. एक 1-to-1 बात करते हैं, it is different. Small group में बात करते हैं, it is different. Large group में बात करते हैं, it is different. So a different output will come out of it. Those who are introvert will be able to talk because by the time they come to larger group, they've already talked to people. So they will open up and they will also generally talk much more freely. And finally, there is a process called open space technology. Open space is beautiful because there is no topic at all. Everyone picks up their own topic. So I take a sheet of paper, I write my topic, you write your topic, everyone else will write their topic. And then we attract the audience. Whichever topic is interesting, more audience will come there, and then we make them talk, we make them talk. A lot of details are there, which we can share some other time. And
feedback.
Yes. So feedback can be taken in many ways. Traditional feedback, we know, give them form and they write, but there could be a reaction feedback with the help of smiley. You can paste a board on the exit room and there you can ask people to write something. Now physically we can do that. Similar thing we can do here by opening a whiteboard. So open the whiteboard, ask everyone to write something while they are leaving. So this is the way things can be done. So time for me to take the pause, time for me to stop the sharing.
Lovely.
Yes, in the
lovely session.
I'm
Lovely
available.
session.
I tried to share a lot. And yes, if you want to get into details of each, we will have another session where we can get into more depth of it.
Wonderful. Just before we close the session today, I wish to take few tips from you. Are you doing some regular such similar programs for different corporate or for youth or schools or colleges or teachers or trainers or counselors?
So almost for all sectors, the
Okay.
only difference is we ask them that who is the audience, what is the outcome they want, and
Okay.
based on that, we modify it a little bit.
Okay.
Some of the activities may be useful for one sector, not for other
Okay.
sectors. So we tweak that. But yes, we do it for corporate, we do it for colleges, we do it for individuals, all the sectors. Yeah.
So we are flexible with the modules also, depending on what is the need of the institution,
Yes,
corporate
yes.
or organization.
Yes.
Okay, that also we take on. Okay, okay. And what tip finally would you like to give to the youth and the teachers as a finale and the closing remarks of this program today?
Yeah. So when you say that, one thought that comes to my mind is the sweetest sound in the world
Hmm.
is what?
The
Sweetest.
sweetest
सबसे मीठा
sound.
शब्द,
Uh,
सबसे मीठा शब्द कौन सा है?
how to make other people feel comfortable, or are you taking one word?
One word?
Okay, one word. आप कैसे हैं? ये भी देखिए किससे पूछें.
चलिए मैं
आप
एक
आप
अलग
ठीक
पर्सपेक्टिव,
आप
मैं
ठीक
एक
तो
अलग
हैं?
पर्सपेक्टिव देता हूँ, एक अलग पर्सपेक्टिव दूं.
हाँ,
मेरे लिए शायद सबसे मीठा शब्द है अरुण, और आपके लिए शायद सबसे मीठा शब्द है गुलशन.
हाँ, नेम
जैसे कोई
नेम.
बोलता है अरुण, मेरे कान खड़े हो जाते हैं.
हाँ,
किसी
हाँ,
दूसरे अरुण को बुलाए तो मेरे कान खड़े हो जाते हैं, अरुण बोला.
हाँ,
राइट. हम जो इंसान हैं, हम अपनी बात को शेयर करना चाहते हैं, हम अपने आप को प्रेजेंट करना चाहते हैं, दूसरों की कम से कम सुनना चाहते हैं. अरुण पे मेरा ध्यान इसलिए जाता है कि इट्स मी, राइट. सो मैं चाहता हूँ कि सब लोग मेरी बात सुने, लेकिन सामने वाला भी ये चाहता है कि मेरी बात सुने. तो ये कंप्लीट हमारे बातचीत से जो ड्रॉ करना चाहता हूं मैं ये, कि हमें ज्यादा से ज्यादा सुनना है, कम से कम बोलना है, और जब हम सुनेंगे, उनके बोलने का कोटा पूरा हो गया, तो वही लोग हमको रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे कि अब आप भी तो कुछ बोलिए. दैट इज द टाइम आई स्पीक.
ग्रेट ग्रेट. एंड दैट्स द लॉजिक. हमारा एक मुंह है और दो कान है. कान दो
एग्जैक्टली.
हैं और मुंह एक है. बनाने
प्रिसाइजली.
वाले ने बनाया भी इस तरीके से है कि ही
यस.
हैज ऑलरेडी प्री डिजाइन प्री फैब्रिक, कि तुम्हें सुनना ज्यादा है, दो कान है.
हमको हिंट दे दिया है. समझे तो ठीक है, नहीं समझे तो ठीक.
Lovely, lovely. Such a wonderful session. Thank you very much, Arunji. It was such a wonderful session, and I'm pretty sure. And as a good student, I must share with the world audience that I've taken all the notes, and almost, I think, yes, this is the another page I have filled. Each and every note I have taken so carefully. I enjoyed it so thoroughly
So
because
nice.
we all got to add something every day. And particularly post pandemic, it has to be a lifelong journey. You got to reskill, upskill, and lifelong, whatever best we can take. So finally, from your side, and then we close the session.
राइट. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच. ये ऑडियंस मुझे मिला, आपसे मिलना हुआ, अपनी बात को मैं बहुत लोगों तक पहुंचा सका. दैट्स माय हैप्पीनेस. एंड जैसे आपने बहुत सही कहा कि इट इज ऑल अबाउट शेयरिंग. द मोर वी शेयर, द मोर वी लर्न. क्योंकि अब ये खजाना तो हमने शेयर कर दिया, तो अब हमके और सीखना पड़ेगा ताकि और शेयर कर सकें.
और कर
तो
सकें.
पहले तो ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर करें और फिर सीखें, तो लाइफ का एक वाइब्रेशन बना रहता है, इंटरेस्ट, एंजॉयमेंट बना रहता है. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर दिस प्लेटफॉर्म.
थैंक यू. आपकी एओटी की कोई वेबसाइट है क्या?
नहीं, अभी वेबसाइट तो नहीं है,
अभी नहीं.
अभी अंडर
अच्छा
कंस्ट्रक्शन
जी.
है.
अंडर
लेकिन
कंस्ट्रक्शन.
हमारा फेसबुक पेज है, तो यदि
अच्छा.
एसोसिएशन ऑफ ट्रेनर टाइप करेंगे तो पेज आपको नजर आ जाएगा.
एसोसिएशन ऑफ
ट्रेनर.
ट्रेनर्स. ये
सभी
करेंगे.
ट्रेनर दोस्तों से अपील होगी कि आप हमें ज्वाइन करें
ये
ट्रेनर
फेसबुक
के
पे है.
बेनिफिट के लिए. यस.
अच्छा जी. That's
वी
great.
हेल्प ईच
That's
अदर. द
great.
आइडिया इज वी हेल्प ईच अदर.
We help each other. Thank you very much, Arunji. Such a wonderful, such a pleasure to have you with us. And it was a lovely session. We all enjoyed globally. And with these words, my deepest gratitudes and thanks to you for having come over here. And all our participants, those are joining this particular program, you feel shy sometime to post your views on the YouTube. Maybe after the session, share more and more this video. Let the wisdom travel. Let's share more with the humanity the best possible way. Thank you very much. फिर आपसे मुलाकात होगी.